prefer the news, the weather, or the sports? You can have it all anytime you want. With MediaNet, you can have over 150 functions at your fingertips. If you would like to see just how easy and simple MediaNet is to operate, just come by any of our 6 stores for a free demonstration. Just another reason to do business with Southeastern Cellular.
Welcome to this week's episode of Big Boys Toys. We're still in T-Town, Tuscaloosa, Alabama. T-Town show off. Always got something special on Big Boys Toys. Jordan Harrison. Jordan, welcome to Big Boys Toys.
Thank you.
You're from here, right? Just talk, they can hear you.
I'm from Coleman.
Coleman, so you had to drive a little ways to get here, right?
Yes, sir.
And Jordan's going to sing for you. A little special thing we're going to give you this week on the show. And also, if you want to contact her or want to get one of her CDs and all, just get on our website, just email me, and I'll get rid of Mom before she leaves, and I'll have the address where you can call and get one of them tapes if you like her singing, because it's really good. Sit back and relax.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time once again for Big Boys Toys. Tonight, your host Barry Miller will bring you the sleekest, trimmest automobiles from around the area that have been beautifully restored. If you love streamlined, full-force race cams, then this show is for you. So sit back, but don't get too relaxed. This is Big Boys Toys.
Looking for great savings on new and pre-owned cars and trucks? Then head on over to Ron Newton Pontiac Cadillac GMC. Our courteous and knowledgeable sales team is ready to show you our huge selection of cars and trucks at out-the-door prices. Don't settle for our competition's offer. At Ron Newton Pontiac Cadillac GMC, we're committed to sales, service, and customer satisfaction. So head on over to Ron Newton's. We'll treat you right. That's Ron Newton Pontiac Cadillac GMC, top of the hill, Quintard.
Next vehicle, Wayne Holloway, 1967 Chevelle, good-looking black Chevelle. Wayne, welcome to Big Boys Toys. Tell me a little bit about your car.
It's a 1967 Chevelle SS, 427 big block, 4-speed with a 355 rear gear, all factory, but the motor is probably dealer installed. Pretty certain it's a bow and motion car, so they didn't do about 450. They did 500 units, but some of them was Camaros, and starting in 67, they put the 427 in, and I think this is one of them.
Now, actually, you bought this car from a guy around here? Or?
Yeah, reputable builder here in town, Michael Jacobson. He's owned it about 18 years.
And y'all ain't gonna believe this. Now, he bought the car from Alaska, right?
He bought it from a guy in Alaska.
Now, what was the address? Now, listen to the address on the title of this car when he got it.
It says 213 Santa Claus Lane, North Pole.
North Pole. Said that on the title of the car. So it come from way up yonder somewhere. So everything's original. It come originally black on black.
Yep. I decoded the axle tube. I'm getting good at decoding numbers. It's a 355 gear, and I had 3.5 revolutions, and it's 3.8 everywhere. Transmission, rocker, panels everywhere. I've been under the car all the way. It's true SS. So.
Now, what made you pick the 67?
I like that body style in a Chevelle. I'm partial to Pontiacs, but if I had a Chevrolet, that's the car. And me and him was good friends, and I made a legitimate offer on the car before I bought a GTO I have, and just talking about cars, he got ready to sell it. He's buying him a new next year's Vet, highest, 605 horsepower.
Yeah,
and he's just got so many cars. He's got a Chevy Typhoon, a Cyclone. He's got a 442, 4-speed, 455. He's got several cars, but he's wanting this downside. He's getting that new Vet in an $86,000, $100,000 car. So he wanted a fair price, and I paid him, and I'm happy. And it's just a good-looking car. It's sound. It's never been abused. 3 car collectors has owned it. It come out of Kansas. It was sold new in Kansas. A guy bought it new. He sold it back to a Chevrolet dealership. He owned it about 4 years, and He couldn't stand it. He bought it back. And then when it come for sale, the car collector in Alaska bought it. And then he was moving back to the States, and it's going to cost like $1,000 a car to move them from Alaska to here. And Michael Jacobs was looking for one, so he got with the Chamber of Commerce and had a mechanic check it out thorough for 2 days, and you know, it all checked out sound. And he bought it, and he's kept for 18 years, and all he's did is move it from carport to carport houses for sale, just keep the seals good and everything. So he's put 8,000 miles on it in 18 years, and I've put about 500 on it.
So he just drove it enough to keep the seals from cracking.
He treated it good, and that's the reason he sold it to me. He used to sell it to another car guy.
Anything else you need to do to it or not?
I'm gonna repaint it. It's a real good paint job on it, but I will redo the paint job eventually. But no more than I drive it, it'd keep another 20 years like it is. Underneath, it looks as good as the outside. I've actually had to cover this car up probably 15 times or more, freshening up carports of houses that sold, people's bought. And I've always wanted it, and just talked to him about it, and just the timing and all. He got ready to sell it, and I bought it. So I feel fortunate to own it, because a real SS 138 car is hard to come by with a 4-speed and big block and come that way. And there's a lot of clones out there, and there's a lot. I mean, people's putting in dashes these days. So I mean, you got to watch what you're buying. Yeah. Just because it costs a lot, don't mean you even buy what you think you're buying. You know, they want a lot for them, even if they're not all original.
They want a lot for them. They got to work on them.
Yeah.
Tell you what, good looking vehicle. Appreciate you being on the show. We'll be right back. Hey everybody, Barry Miller from Big Boyz Toys. M&L Auto Repair, right there on 78, right across from the Quick Meds. Tell you what, Manuel and his staff can do anything that's known to be done to a car, they can do it. Tell you what, he's the specialist around here on carburetors. All you guys got street rods and all, or you've got some of the old cars, the carburetor ain't running right, he rebuilds Quadrajets, Hollies, just about anything. He's a Jasper engine dealer, and he has Jasper engines and transmissions. Also, they're TechNet professionals. They're members of the TechNet, so that means they're good. They do about anything, and when they rebuild a motor for you, I'll tell you what, it's going to be a difference. That motor's going to look different when they rebuild it. They put their special touch on that engine before you pick it up. So go by and see Manuel or one of the staff at M&L Automotive and tell them Barry Miller from Big Boyz Toys sent you by. Best kept secret in Anniston, Alabama. Romine's Annistonian Restaurant, 1709 Noble Street, Anniston, right across Administration Building, has got that country lunch special each and every day, meat and vegetables. Sunday buffet, all you can eat from 11 to 4, only $6.99. They got catfish, they got steaks, they got fried chicken, barbecue. They're the home of the Off to the Bone barbecue. They got hamburgers, hot dogs, pork chops, you name it, they got it. Specialties in desserts, Black and Forest cake, pecan pie, cheesecake, they got it. They're the #1 location for German cuisine also. Stop by today, tell them you want some of that great German food Barry Miller sent you by. You know, Piggly Wiggly, that's a name you've heard ever since you was a child. I've heard it since I was a child. It's a grocery store above all grocery stores. It has just about anything you want in the Piggly Wiggly stores. Go by the local Piggly Wiggly store in Odenville, Center, Cedar Bluff, Collinsville, and the brand new store down in Asheville, and tell them Barry Miller from Big Boyz Toys sent you by, and you want to see how much money you can save on your grocery bill. They have a meat department and a fresh produce department in each and every store, fresh produce each and every day, and they cut their meat right there on their location. Tell them I sent you by. '87 Chevy pickup, Danny James. Danny, welcome to Big Boyz Toys.
Thank you, sir.
Tell me about your pickup. I thought it was a dump truck when I first seen it, and I looked real close.
It's a '87 Chevrolet 4-wheel drive. It's got 28,000 miles on it. I got it in September of '88. I've done all kinds of odds and ends on it. A friend of mine put the dump bed on it. Brian Fields here in town did the customizing on the interior. They hadn't really been nothing done to the engine, and but pretty much that's about what I'm going to do to it right there.
Do mostly cosmetics and stuff, right?
Yes, sir. And it's a original paint job. Like I said, It's not 128, it's 28,000 miles on it. I've had it since I've had it in September of '88. It's got, I put 10,000 miles on it. So I've really wore it out.
I started to say, you should have driven that truck a lot.
No, the farthest I've ever been is New Albany, Mississippi. About 150 miles, I guess, from here. That's a long way. And of course, I don't know about how far I'd go now at $3 a gallon. Back then it wasn't too bad, but it does its 12 miles to a gallon.
Well, uphill, downhill don't make no difference.
No, sir, it sure don't. I like older model trucks. It gets a lot of attention, and of course now I have a lot of folks that wants to buy it and stuff like that. But my girl turns 16 in a couple years, and of course I wouldn't leave it jacked up like that for her to drive it, but she wants to drive it. And I figured a couple more years on top of it, and a girl driving it, I figured that would get some good attention. Yeah. And of course, my boy is 2 years behind her, and he wants to drive it. So I've got a dilemma. I might just fix up two just like it, and I'll keep that one and let them have theirs.
Yeah, don't let them mess yours up.
But no, because
After it goes through two teenagers now, I don't know what'd be left.
About 3 or 4 years after I had it, a guy that here in town, he wanted to buy it. Well, that was the first four-wheel drive I ever had. He said he'd give me $10,000 for it. Well, no, I'm not really interested. Well, about 3 or 4 months went by. He had called every once in a while, and I still told him I wasn't interested. Well, I had never seen $10,000 before. Well, he brought me an envelope with one of them little wrappers around it, and it had 10,000 $100 bills. And anyway, long story short, I still turned it down. But now it was mighty tempting.
It's tempting when they put all that cash in front of you.
Yes, money talks.
Yeah.
They say it does. Like I said, I know the guy that bought it brand new from Bill White Chevrolet over in Reform, and he had to go, I guess he couldn't make the payments or whatever, and he let it go back to Teachers Credit Union here in Tuscaloosa, and I cut grass on the side, and I turned in a bid of 10-3 and got it. And I've had it since September of '88.
So you've had it a long time.
Yes, sir.
But you don't drive it much.
No, it don't stay looking like that, driving it. My dad worked down at B.F. Goodrich, and in '89, he got me them tires down at the rubber plant, and whenever I put them on, and I've had them on there, that's the tires that's been on there, and they're about 15 years old. And the guys at the tire centers there where I buy my tires from, they just don't see how the tires last that long.
Yeah, but you ain't got 10,000 miles on it though.
But you're right, and that's what I told them, but they say, but time has a way of messing up rubber, but I guess back then they built them better than they do nowadays.
Well, I tell you what, that's a good-looking truck. Appreciate you being on the show.
I thank you, sir, very much.
We'll be right back with Big Boyz Toyz.
You know, sometime during your life, everyone has to make decisions of the proper insurance to buy, whether it be business insurance, auto insurance, homeowners, motorcycle, motorhome, campers, even your antique vehicles. West Insurance Agency is your independent dealer for this area, right here on Hamrick Drive in Oxford. They have plans for any type of driver, regardless of your driving record. Steve and his staff represent several different companies, and they can get the right plan for you. They have a slogan: when you see us, don't think of insurance, but when you think of insurance, think of us. Give them a call today. Tell them Barry Miller from Big Boyz Toyz told you to call.
Mount Cheahaw Harley-Davidson, right here in Oxford, Alabama, Davis Loop Road.
They're your Harley-Davidson dealer for this area. In my opinion, they're a Harley-Davidson dealer all areas. Stop by and see Keith and George today. They have about 40 Harleys on display. Buy a new Harley. They have used Harleys. Clothes, you people like the Harley leather. They got any type of Harley clothing you want. Helmets, you name it, it's right there. All you guys with Harleys want to put that extra chrome on that brand new Harley. They got any type of chrome you could want. Stop by Mount Cheahaw Harley-Davidson today. Tell them Barry Miller from Big Boyz Toyz sent you by. Looking for a classic car? Don't know where to look? I got the answer for you. Austin Hines Motors in Arab, Alabama. Austin has 55, 56, 57 Chevrolets, Camaros, Chevelles, Novas, Corvettes, Any type of classic car you could want, he has it in one location. They have over 100 classic cars in stock. They also have cars that you can rebuild yourself and restore yourself right there at that location. He's also the largest wrecker and rollback dealer for this area. So call Austin today, 256-931-2277. Tell him I told you to call.
Wayne Holloway, 1968 GTO. Wayne, welcome back to Big Boyz Toyz. Tell me about your GTO.
It's solar red. It's a big block 400. Numbers matching. It's 400 turbo transmission. It's got the his and hers shifter. Just a good Pontiac. And, I'm the third owner.
Now, the his and her shifter, Pontiac come out with that when, in 68 or?
You could get it in 67, but that was the last year's square
Explain
body.
the his and her so that people know what they're talking about.
We call it his and hers or dual gate, and what it is, it's always in the console, and the left side of it, same as any car. You got a park, reverse, drive, low 1 and 2, but it has a extra section to the right of it, and you come back and you can ratchet your gears one at a time, and that was for racing enthusiasts, back in the late 60s, and that was a feature that, well, if you bought a new car, you didn't have to go buy a shifter for it if you really wanted to, street race or drag race. You could use it, and it was purposeful, and it looked good, and Pontiac Oldsmobiles had them.
The GTOs they was real popular. I don't see why they quit making them, and they just come out with them again 2 years ago. They're a lot different now. They're a lot smaller, different car than what they used to be.
I think they use really and truly the wrong styling when they come back out with it, even though they do look good. The new, if you've seen articles of the new Trans Am that's going to come out, it mirrors the old ones, sort of like the Mustangs look like the old ones. And I think they could have chose this body style, the 70s, picked up on more lines like this instead of round, because the car never did go round. But these are my favorite year models, 68 and 69s, and it's come out of Oklahoma, this car did.
A lot of people don't realize the 64s is beautiful.
Yeah,
and
I
the
like
65s,
them.
and I reckon one of my favorite cars ever was the 65 with the 389, 3 deuces, the 4-speed. Them a pretty little car. What else you got to do with this one?
I haven't done the interior. I'm gonna eventually repaint it. Gonna stay with the factory solar red. I'm gonna go through the interior is all still original, but it's just dated, and just take it to car shows and enjoy it.
Now, were you from this area?
Yeah, I'm from Tuscaloosa, and I bought the car in Muscle Show.
They have a lot of shows here in Tuscaloosa, throughout the year. It's not just one. I mean, it seems like every month they got a pretty good sized show here in T-Town.
And I tell you, Pontiacs, they're not represented. A lot of times I take it just so there's a Pontiac in the show. A lot of times they're not even one, and they're as rarer than anything, as rare, but there's not a lot of them left, and you always see a bunch of Camaros, and you always see a bunch of Mustangs.
Yeah.
Not certain Mustangs, like in Mach 1s and stuff you don't, but just a regular old 64, you always see a bunch of them.
It's a bunch of them there.
You get to,
well, there's a whole lot more of them sold, too.
Yeah.
It was tons of them sold. Mustangs sold every year, tons of them. So
yeah.
There's always a bunch of them out there.
Yeah. But you don't see as many, even going down the road. If you just get on the interstate, you'll see an old Mustang.
Yeah.
And you'll see a Camaro, but it might be 2 years apart before you see a GTO going down the interstate.
Well, they have one show there at the Talladega Super Speedway every year. It's usually in May. It's just Pontiacs only.
Yeah.
Only Pontiacs. And you see a lot of them there. But they come from everywhere in there every year.
I didn't know that.
Just for the Pontiac show.
I've seen where they have that thing, Cleveland, Ohio Pontiac show.
This is a local, not local, statewide that they have there at the Motorsports Hall of Fame in Talladega. It's every year in May. This year I think it's May the 19th. Same day I'm going to be at the Kiwanis show, but they have them there every year.
I went to Huntsville, and in Huntsville, Rocket City last year, drag races, and you have a lot more Pontiacs and Dodges at the track. Up in that area, there's more of them. Mm-hmm. And it surprised me. I was going to just watch drag racing, but I like the way they drag race up there. They tune their cars to a number. They got a 7.0 class, 6.0 class. People come up there, they put weights, They tune their car to a certain time.
Yeah. And
it's almost like every lineup's a drag race instead of somebody running a you know, 658 against a 620.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody, they up there 6-0, 6-0. You
They
know,
just race.
and it's,
Yeah.
it goes quicker, but you see a lot more Pontiac Dodges in Huntsville than you do around here.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's good looking GTO. Appreciate you being on the show.
All right.
We'll be right back.
Farmers and Merchants Bank. Farmers and Merchants Bank's got 4 locations to serve you: Piedmont, Anniston, Oxford, and downtown Jacksonville. 90 years of service. I tell you what, Farmers and Merchants Bank is the bank. You know, it's not like any other bank around. You can go in and they get your decision today. They make your decision on a loan or whatever you need right in that location. You have a personal banker that takes care of you right here. You don't have to send it to Birmingham, Charlotte, or anywhere. Go by one of the Farmers and Merchants Bank today. Tell them Barry Miller from Big Boyz Toyz sent you by. You know, when someone smiles at you during the day, it kind of makes you feel great all over. Dr. Travis Phillips, his friendly staff right here in Oxford, Alabama, says stop by their office and they'll help put that beautiful smile on your face. They have teeth whitening, general dentistry, cosmetic dentistry, dental hygienist, oral surgery, everything right here in Oxford, Alabama. He has full x-rays and partial x-rays that he does right in his office, and you'll find out right then what he needs to do. They got professional staff. They have a saying, go the extra mile for the beautiful smile. Stop by and tell them Barry Miller from Big Boyz Toyz sent you by. It's time of year when everybody's doing that touch-up on their vehicle, getting ready for next year. Well, I've got the place that has everything you need for any type of body repairs. Rosar Auto Paint Supply has the largest selection of pinstriping and molding in the area. They mix custom paint. They do custom paint matching. They have waxes, buffer pads. I mean everything. They're the largest auto paint distributor in Alabama with auto, industrial, and fleet paints. With 4 locations to serve you in Anniston, Birmingham, Coleman, and Tuscaloosa, there's a Rosar's close by. And with over 100 years of combined sales experience in their sales staff, they are simply the best. Stop by or call today and tell them I sent you by.
Jarrett Miller, 1967 Ford Mustang. Jarrett, welcome to Big Boyz Toyz.
Thank you, sir.
It's one of the prettiest green no. Tell me about your Mustang, Jarrett.
Well, it's a 67 Fastback 2+2. I bought it from an old man. It was sitting in his garage for about 4 years. He restored it in 1999 and never drove it. I've probably put 4,000 or 5,000 miles on it in the past year. Me and my fiance, all we do is just drive it and play with it.
Driving and have fun now.
That's right.
You're a big Bama fan, ain't you?
Yeah, that's right.
That's the wrong color, brother.
I know it.
You can either say, well, that's black stripe, ain't it?
Yeah.
Well, if that's blue stripe, you would be in trouble.
Oh, I've done caught it from a lot of folks.
Oh, you'd catch it bad, because if somebody think you're a Tennessee fan, or if you had blue on you, they'd think you was an Auburn fan.
Yeah.
You really would catch it.
That's right. I was going to change the color, but I ain't got enough money.
Now, what made you pick the Mustang, Jack?
Well, I seen the car. We was doing a job for the man and got a great deal on it. And I've always wanted one, and I had my chance, so I bought it. And I don't regret it.
How old are you?
25.
I start saying you ain't too old. Most of the time y'all want them pickup trucks or
Yeah.
or them new little sports cars. Y'all don't want the old cars.
Yeah, I'd rather have something with a carburetor on it.
Yeah. A whole lot better, ain't it?
Yeah.
You can work on it.
Yeah, fuel and hot wire is all you need.
Yeah, yeah. You can hot wire these rascals and
That's
go.
right.
Now you from here in Tuscaloosa?
I'm from Vernon, Alabama, about 60 miles.
Now where's some of the car shows you take it to?
We go to the Amory Railroad Festival. We've been there. Columbus has Market Street. This is the first time we've been here. This has turned out to be a good show, and we like it up here.
Now, usually it's packed. It's been a little nippy all day long.
Yeah,
so
I didn't know if anybody was going to come
I
or
think
not.
that keeps a few of them at the house.
Yeah, that's
So
right.
you say you've got what kind of motors in it?
It's the original 289. It's been built. It's probably 300 horse now.
Run automatic or
It's a 4-speed.
4-speed? The 67 wasn't a lot. Well, the fastbacks is about the only ones you found 4-speeds. Most of them was automatics.
Right. Most you see is automatic, but I'd much rather have a 4-speed. It's more fun to drive.
You can play with it, can't you?
Yeah.
Now, you play with this and most?
I've had it on the track one time. That's all I've done. I don't plan on taking it back. I just like getting out and riding on the interstate and riding.
Well, you can get out and ride around, people look at it, check your car, and that's just as much fun as it is getting on a drag strip. If you get on a drag strip with that, you're going to tear something up.
You're going to spend some money.
No, you got to tear something up.
Yeah.
You can't go to drag strip without
That's
tearing
right.
something
It's
up.
just as much fun coming to a car show to me as it is going to the track.
Now, you said he restored it. I mean, was it like it is now? What all have you done to it?
We've spent probably $2,000 on it. We put a set of the wheels on it. I put the dash in it. Just little odds and ends. I've done some wiring work on it. And rats had got a hold of the wire, and when I got it, had to rewire it. So that's about it.
Has anybody got any idea why rats like wiring in a car?
I have no idea.
I mean, I talk to people all the time. They say rats got into wiring. What is it in there they want?
They had every wire that could be bit through on that car. I had to redo all of it.
So did you get a new wiring harness, or you just made your harness?
I got a wiring harness and put in it. bought one.
That was tough, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty tough.
Them new ones are real tough.
Yeah.
All that electronic
Yeah.
stuff, but all they do is just plug it in.
Yeah.
The old ones, you got to actually do some wiring.
Yeah, that's right.
Anything else you want to do to it, or
I'm pretty happy with it now. I think we're just gonna stick with what we got.
as long as you don't put no Tennessee tag or nothing on it?
Or Auburn, either one.
Oh, yeah. Well, it looks more like Tennessee than it does Auburn.
Yeah.
Are you married?
I'm fixing to be May the 5th this year.
Well, at least you're smart. Oh, who's that waving? Is that your fiance?
Yeah, there she is right there.
I started saying, she's here already, though. I started saying, at least you did the smart thing, got the car first.
Yeah, that's right.
Most guys say, I'll get my car after I get married. Yeah, right. After you get married, you're going to get one of them station wagons or a
Yeah, a
van.
minivan probably.
Yeah. But let him keep his car. See, you're smart, though. You ain't
She's the real owner of it.
Oh, see, well, you got a back seat, so if later on you got a family, you can carry 3 or 4, and you get past 3 now, you got to switch.
That's right.
You got to get something else. Hey, tickle me, it was one lady the other day was riding 3 people in a Corvette, and she said, well, they won't say nothing. I said, the cop sees you, he knows it ain't but 2 seatbelts in that car. It can't be but 2 seatbelts, so something's wrong.
Yeah.
Good looking Mustang. Appreciate you being on the show.
I appreciate being here.
You got here late, I'd had you up here. We'll be right back with Big Boyz Toyz.
You know, 90% of most homeowners don't know they have a pest or termite problem until they have a very expensive repair bill. Why not let the professional staff at Rice Pest Control inspect your home before it happens? With 50 years of experience in Northeast Alabama and with their free termite inspection for new customers, don't you think it's better be safe than sorry? Call Tracy Rice today or one of his sales staff. Tell him Barry Miller told you to call. Hey, if you mention Big Boyz Toyz, you get 50% off your first initial service. So call them today at 1-800-850-4661. Triplet Paint and Decorating right here on Wilmer Avenue in Anniston is your home improvement headquarters for this area. They have DeVoe, Benjamin Moore, and Coronado paints that go on good and look great once they're on. They also have all the materials needed to do that special job around the house. Carpets, they carry Shaw and Mohawk. Hardwood floors by Robin, so everything is in one location. Remember, DeVoe, Benjamin Moore, and Coronado paints are used by professionals all over the United States, and it's one of the best on the market. Stop by today. Tell them Barry Miller from Big Boyz Toyz told you to stop by.
American Income Tax Service. They have electronic filing. They do individual and business tax filing. They have all the necessary paperwork right there. They do anticipation and refund loans right there at the American Income Tax Services. They have offices in Anniston, Gadsden, Gunnersville, Collinsville, Rainbow City, and Attala. They do all tax services right there in one place. Contact any of the associates at American Income Tax. Tell them you heard their ad on Big Boyz Toyz and you'd like them to fill out your taxes.
Auto Unlimited in Moody and Pell City is your #1 headquarters for most any type of add-ons to your vehicle. From the famous Flowmaster exhaust system to wheels, tires, anything that will make that vehicle catch everyone's eye. They do custom upholstery, painting, and classic car restoration. So from bumper to bumper, John and his staff can make that old clunker look like a brand new vehicle. Stop by or call them today and tell them Barry Miller from Big Boyz Toyz told you to call. This day and time, a person's vehicle is their pride and joy, and when you want to add special accessories to that pride and joy, I know the place you need to go. Cutting Edge Auto Performance on Hammock Drive in Oxford is a one-stop headquarters for all these accessories. They carry JVC, Power Base, and Kenwood, and can order any stereo brand that's out there on the market. They also have performance parts for trucks such as toolboxes, grills, tunnel covers, and bed liners. Window tinting, they're #1 in this area in window tinting. They also install remote starts and alarms for all vehicles. Hey, and the great part is professional installation on everything they sell. Stop by their showroom today or call them and tell them Barry Miller sent you by. Oxford Picture Framing, 919 Snow Street right here in Oxford, Alabama is your #1 location for that special framing of anything that is dear and special to you. With over 1,000 frames, anything that can be framed, she can frame it. From graduations, weddings, to the new arrival to the family, she's the one to take it to. They can preserve and seal most any type of items for the special shadow boxes that will stay like new for years to come. Stop by or call Allison today at 835-2780 and tell you heard about her on Big Boyz Toyz. Ray City Diner.